Hey everybody, today we're looking at top gift ideas for the holiday season, and you're watching Andy Parrish Outdoors. Well, hey everybody, Andy here, and thanks for joining me today. And if you can't tell, I'm down in the gear closet again, down in the basement, and it got me thinking about top items for the holiday season. So we're going to talk about some premium items, and I'm also going to suggest, some comparable budget items in that same category. And then towards the end of the video, I'm also going to share things that are great for under $40 price point, and then maybe even some great stocking stuffers that would be under the $20 price point. So you want to stick around for that. Well, if you're new to the channel, this channel is all about backpacking, outdoor adventures, and gear, most definitely gear, and a few tips and tricks along the way too. So if any of those things interest you, consider subscribing, and then you'll be alerted every time I post new content. And there is a lot of new content coming. So sit back and relax, and let's dive right in. So what do you get the backpacker loved one in your life? Well, I've been making my list and checking it twice, and I'm going to share just some of these suggestions with you right now. So to start off, I'm going to look at the big three. The first of that's going to be sleeping bags. I'm going to suggest looking at down quilts, okay? And my premium, my favorite out there right now is UGQ. I'm going to put a link to them down in the description below so you can go take a look. Now these are premium quality, high-end, ultralight quilts that are great for backpacking communities to keep you warm. I'm going to have some suggestions down there of just what you may look for because temperature rating and sizing does matter. So I'll have some of that information down below. They're premium, they're amazing. I love their gear. But if you're looking at more of a budget item too, I'd look at Hammock gear. Hammock gear has some great under quilts and top quilts. Top quilts are going to be those that you use for, a sleeping bag alternative. Under quilts are going to be great for those that are looking at also doing some hammock camping as well. But from a budget standpoint, there's just not a better value out there. If you look at the link above, I'm going to link to one of my previous videos where I talked about just some of their under quilts and the value that I think is second to none out in the marketplace today. So that is the first item, sleeping bags. The second is going to be shelters. Now, if we look at shelters, I'm going to list a few that if your loved one uses hiking poles, trekking poles, these are going to be some that make amazing sense for those. But they're not standalone tents. So if they don't use hiking poles, these won't work in your list. The first is going to be the premium, the high end, and that's going to be the Zpacks, Duplex, and the Altiplex. I think those two are amazing, ultralight, great materials, outstanding tents. But if you're looking for something too on the more budget end, I would look at the Dan Durston X Mid. Okay, they have a 1-person and a 2-person. And I'd also look at the Six Moon Designs Lunar Solo. Both of those come in between $200 and $230. So they're going to be a fraction of the price point of what you find at the previous Zpacks items. Now, they're not going to be quite as lightweight. They're not quite as high-end premium, but they are amazing tents, high quality still, but just a budget price point for both of those. I've been amazingly impressed with both of those options. Now, the third, I'm going to look at backpacks, and I think on backpacks, it becomes a little bit more specific. My top choice in that field is still the Zpacks Arc Blast. You're going to run right around the $300 price point, maybe a little bit more with some add-ons, but you're right in that range. Premium materials, ultralight, great backpacking item, and the size for me is great. It's right at around 52-liter pack, which is great for those that are trying to get into the lighter weight category, but still have maybe some larger, some bulkier items, but they're starting to shave down those size and those weights. and having it be a framed pack and an arced pack are make it outstanding. But for a budget option, I would go look at drop.com. They have a Granite gear. It's the Crown 2 X. It comes in right around the price point, about 120 bucks. So for 120 bucks, you get a outstanding lightweight backpack, right around 60 liters in size, and I have been thrilled with that pack as well. And for the value, the price point, I'm not sure that there's better ones out there for right around 100, 120 bucks. So go check that out. Well, now let's talk tech for the backpacker in your life. Here are a couple items that might make some sense, make their lives a little bit easier on trail. The first is going to be satellite communicators. So these are things that are great because even if you're in an area where communication is spotty, having a device that can connect to the satellite Iridium network makes peace of mind improve for everybody. So you're going to be able to stay connected no matter where you are in the backcountry. So first and foremost, I'd recommend the Garmin inReach Mini. I use that personally, love it. And around this time of year too, you can find it on sale in quite a few locations. So take a look at that. If you want to look at a budget option that still has some great reviews and seems to be an up-and-comer in the marketplace, I would look at the Zoleo satellite communicator. Both of these keep you connected with your loved ones while they're on trail. It's just a great safety, security, and peace of mind piece of technology to have them take with them. Now, another thing that's going to make some sense is to help keep those things powered is going to be a battery bank. So I'd recommend Anker. They're a great manufacturer, and I'm going to link one in particular down below that is great for quick charging Apple devices as well as Android devices. So it's got power delivery and quick charge. So if you've got either one of those, it's universally adaptable to either one. Now, my last piece of tech actually comes into more of a kitchen category, and that's going to be food dehydrators. If your loved one has gotten into backpacking, you may have seen them dabbling around preparing meals for on trail. And one great way to make lighter weight meals is to have a food dehydrator at home. You can make the meals the way that you want them with the nutrient, calorie setup that you need and want, and then dehydrate it to make it ultra lightweight and then pack it for the trip. So having food dehydrators makes a lot of sense. And I'll go ahead and link the one that I use personally and that I'd recommend, and one of the more common ones that are out there. All right, next let's talk a little bit about apparel. That's something that backpackers, whether they're trying to get lightweight or just be more comfortable on trail, are always going to look for and always going to need. So there's a few items that I'd recommend. So first and foremost, if we talk about jackets, one thing that's very common in backpackers' closets is going to be a down puffy jacket. Okay, something like the Mountain Hardwear Ghost Whisperer 2 is an extremely popular one, premium quality, very lightweight, very highly rated for the last decade or so. It's one that you can't go wrong with. But if you're looking at something that is a little less premium in cost, but still a good quality item, you'd look at something like REI's 850. I believe it's their Magnum Down jacket. I'll link that down below too. A slightly lower price point, not quite as warm possibly, not quite as lightweight, but again, still a very comfortable jacket. Now there's also going to be other mid layers, something like the Melanzana that I'm wearing right now. These are hard to find because you can't buy them online. You actually got to go to Colorado, like we did this past fall, and go to their store and pick them up there. But there's going to be other ones that I recommend highly for kind of under a rain jacket to help keep warm in cooler temperatures. So we're going to look at first the Patagonia R1 hoodie, which is, again, a big staple in the backpacker community. The drawback to this is you don't typically wear this much around town, but it's great for, high activity, technical kind of stuff out in the backcountry. Great, lightweight, very warm item. Then you're also going to look at something like the Patagonia Nano-Air, which is also a very lightweight synthetic jacket that can be used as a mid layer or even an outer layer in fairly nice weather. But it'll keep you warm down to cooler temperatures as you're out hiking on trail. Those are my two kind of premium ones. On the more budget side of the mid layers, I'd look at fleece. You can find some great quality fleece options from Columbia, and also LL Bean are some great places to go look for more inexpensive but still good quality fleece that can be worn, as an outer layer or mid layer in cooler temperatures. So if you found this list useful so far, please go ahead and give me a like. It helps the channel. It helps people find the content. I really, really appreciate that. Now, a couple other items that you may consider for your shopping list for the holidays is a backpacking chair. Are very common, very popular. You could look at something that's premium, ultralight, like the Helinox Chair Zero. Or you could look at something that's a little bit more of a budget option, like some of the REI, or there's even a Trekology one that you can buy on Amazon for half the cost, a little bit more weight, a little bit more durable, heavier built, but still a good quality item. You can also look at other sleeping items like pillows. There's something like the Summit Aeros, which is a great high quality ultralight sleeping pillow, and also Trekology has a lower price option on Amazon. Again, I'll link those below for a cheaper, fairly lightweight, fairly good quality pillow as well too. All right, so let's go into some of the price point options. So things that are going to be under $40, great items that are left. So you can look at cookware items. So you have things like Toaks Titanium Pots, all different sizes and shapes. For those that are in the backpacking community, these are a great high quality, lightweight option for cooking in the backcountry. You're also going to have some headlamps that start to fall into this category. I'm going to link above to a couple here. There's the first one is a Nitecore super ultra light headlamp for those that are looking to go and really shave as much weight off of their backpacking gear. It's a great option. And then I'm also going to link above to Black Diamond. The Spotlight is another ultralight, heavy duty, high quality headlamp that is great for those that are looking to have a AAA battery headlamp in the backcountry. Both of those are outstanding options, and I've done previous review videos on both of those if you want to see a little bit more detail. But those are great under $40 price point items. Now, a few other items that I definitely recommend under the $40 price point are going to be the category of water filters. So you're going to have something like the Befree. You can do the 1 liter bag or even the 600 milliliter bag that comes with the water filter. I think that's a great option. And the other one that's really highly rated is going to be the Sawyer Squeeze. You can get a gift set for that, in the $25 to $40 range, depending on the different items. And again, I'll link those down below. But having a good water filter on trail is essential to every backpacker's kit. So if they don't have one, consider looking at one of those. Now, another item that falls into that price point is going to be socks. Darn Tough is the one I'd recommend in this category because they've got a amazing warranty. If you can wear a hole in them, they'll replace them for you. So they're extremely comfortable, and I've loved using them. They're what I use exclusively. They hold up real well. I haven't gotten blisters with them. It's just a great, great quality item. They're a little bit more expensive. Typically, you're going to run full price, $23 a pair, give or take a little bit. And occasionally you can find those on sale and on discount too. Now, the last one I'm going to talk about is Dyneema dry bags. So these are a great way to store items in your backpack that keep them waterproof. And getting ones that are made out of Dyneema is a high-end fabric that's durable and watertight and extremely lightweight. So I'll put a link to a couple of those suggestions down in the description below, so you can go take a look. Everything from storing electronics to sleeping bags to clothing, you name it, in your bag. It's a great way to separate, organize, and keep things watertight as you're hiking in less than ideal conditions. So now let's talk about some stocking stuffers or some ultra inexpensive items. These are going to be things that make my top under $20 gift ideas. First, we're going to talk about the Toaks Titanium Spoon. So it's an item that is great to throw in their cook kit, super lightweight. It's a great piece of kit to have with you, and it comes in right around between $10 and $11. The second is going to be the BRS 3000T backpacking stove. Comes in right around between $15 and $18. You can buy it right off of Amazon. Super lightweight, super ultra compact cook gear. Great for any backpacker. It's super light. It's been very reliable for me, and for the price, you just can't beat it. Number 3, we're going to talk about backpacking meals. What a great idea. So there's lots of different ones out there that are going to be under that $20 price point. Things from Mountain House, Backpacker Pantry. There's a few other ones that I'm going to list down below too. Go take a look. You can never have enough of these kind of things. So they're great and easy and convenient. And if you got them in storage, they last a really long time. So, even if you're buying a bunch right now, they're going to be able to use them for years to come. So think of Mountain House, think of freeze-dried backpacking meals. Now, in that same category, you talked about food a little bit, but I'm also going to throw in coffee. If your loved one is a coffee drinker, having kind of instant coffee, premium instant coffee, a lot of that stuff is kind of terrible. But some of the ones out there now might be a little more expensive, but for a treat, for a stocking stuffer, that might be a great idea. One I'm going to recommend is Voila. I'll put their information again down below. Outstanding high-end quality coffee. When you talk about instant coffees, there's been very few that I think are really quite good. In my opinion, these are better than what you're finding put out there by Starbucks. So very good quality coffee. So take a look at those, check those out below. Another extremely popular one out there, we talked about water filters earlier, is going to be water storage. And one of those is the Canuck Vecto bags. You can buy them in 2-liter and 3-liter bags. I recommend the 2-liter bags. I'm going to link those down below. For water storage, you're carrying some water on trail to drink later, maybe for dinner. So having a bag that can store and carry water, still be high quality, lightweight, durable, that you can count on. The Canuck Vectos fall into that category for sure. Now, other ones that we can look at too, other items, storage things. One is going to be a pack liner. It's another strategy of how do you keep gear dry in your backpack. It's kind of like another option is a trash compactor bag. But if you get a Nylofoam pack liner, they're lighter, very durable. You can get a 3-pack, $7 to $10. And then they can use these repeatedly. I've got one bag that I've used for probably 6 months, multiple trips, and the thing has not had a hole. It's not leaked. It's been great of just helping to keep my gear dry for peace of mind on trail. Now, another item, storage bags, I would look at OP sacks. So these are bags that are great for storing smellables or food items. If you're going into areas where you're dealing with bears, are probably the prime example. So they're great for reducing the smell footprint that you have so that it's harder for the bears to find your food. But you can also use it for, toiletry items and things that might also have a smell, toothpaste on trail. Putting those items in an OP sack helps reduce that footprint, makes it harder for them to find you, and keeps you safer on trail. But it also works great for smaller vermin too. So you're going to have, mice and squirrels and things like that, no matter where you are, that this helps, again, keep them out of your food stash. Now, another item that I'd recommend too, cheap, inexpensive item, is from Justin UL, which is a private maker of water bottle and pockets for your backpack. So on the straps that you carry, I've used these. It's great for smart water bottles, carrying on trail, easily accessible. They make these for 10 to 15 bucks, and you can order them. They are great quality. I've used them for years and really love the Justin UL pockets for my backpack straps. And another item that's great for stocking stuffers is going to be a little canister of Body Glide. Body Glide helps you not get chafing and irritation in places you don't want chafing and irritation. So having a little container of Body Glide as you're starting on trail, or maybe even if you're going on a multi-day trip, being able to reapply is a nice thing to have. So having some Body Glide, I'd highly recommend for those that have loved ones out in the backpacker community. That's my list, my suggestions for great items, some premium to inexpensive, for those that love backpacking, hiking, camping, and all those outdoor adventures. So again, thanks so much for watching. Until next time, be well.